So once again, I just added this into the journal. So that means the next that we start off the journal will be journal number 3. All right. Now, before we can do that, right? So now that we completed all of our transactions as of week 1, so that means we should have already transferred everything into our general ledger. So as we could see, right, everything in their general ledger has some kind of account balance. Now, in order for you to complete the trial balance, you need to have the general ledger, and that's it. You're done with the journal. So as long as you have your general ledger completed, you can go ahead and complete our first trial balance. So once again, it's financial forms, okay? So what essentially is this going to be is we're testing one thing, and we're testing that that our total debits match our total credits. We don't care about the accounting equation just yet because we're not doing a financial statement. We are just completing a trial balance to ensure that our total debits match our total credits. So if it doesn't match, then somewhere in between, you either forgot to post a transaction or you potentially forgot to post it into the ledger. So this is how it's also one of the steps to make sure that we do our accounting accurately by ensuring that our numbers match on both sides. So how this works is what I'm going to have you do for now is just practice by taking a look at your general ledger, and what you need to do is every single account that has an account balance listed on here. Okay, so and how I generally do it is do it in order the way you see it. So start with your assets first, right? Your bank account. Right now, it holds no transactions, nor does it have an account balance. So from here, we're not going to indicate that at all. Instead, we're going to skip that one and move on to the next one. So with that being said, therefore, what's our next account that we're going to see?
Checking.
Checking. Excellent. So therefore, do we have an account balance in checking?
Yes.
Yes, we do. So checking is going to be our very first one here. So I would prefer you to type it in. You can copy and paste over as long as whatever you want to do, as long as you make sure that your numbers do match. So here, right now, what is my current balance in my checking account?
10,189.42.
Exactly. So exactly how you see in here, whatever the current balance as of June 7th, right? That's what this trial balance is for. So you're going to list out right here that it is 10,189.42. All right? That's my very first number, and that's what I see on my journal. On my ledger. So therefore, now that we finished that one, let's go ahead and see what's next. Do we have an account balance in my petty cash fund? No. We haven't established one yet, so there's no account balance, so therefore I do not need to place it in here. But what about my cash and register?
No.
No. We haven't even started our sales yet, so no accounts receivable or our allowance for doubtful accounts. Let's see what's next. Did we make purchases of business supplies yet?
No.
No, so we can skip this whole section here. All right. Did we make any purchase of office supplies yet? No.
Oh, wait a minute. Office supplies? No.
Not yet.
Not yet, no.
Okay, so no office supplies. Okay, what's next? Next is inventory. We're going to talk about inventory today. So for now, we haven't made any purchase of inventory, so no regular coffee, no Supreme coffee, and no coffee mugs. Okay. However, do we have furniture?
Yes.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this furniture, okay? Do we actually currently have an account balance in my furniture account?
Oh, the furniture account itself? No.
No, right now it's 0. You can choose to enter it in, but again, if you have an account balance that's 0, would that give you an imbalance at all? It's 0. So it's up to you. You have the choice if you want to add it in there because you use the account, then go ahead and place it. But in this case, there's 0 account balance on it, and I don't feel that it's necessary that you have to place in there. So in this case, I'm going to skip it. Okay? Because it doesn't affect my debits or credits whatsoever because it's 0. Okay? However, so what we have next is our bistro tables and chairs. Do we have them?
Not yet.
Not yet. All we know is we sent an order out to them, but we haven't received it yet. So therefore, there's nothing there. Okay? But did we receive a counter?
Yes.
Yes, we did. So that's going to be our second account here is going to be the counter. Okay? And exactly how you see it, right? What is my account balance there?
Debit for 1193.22.
Good. Excellent. Right? We haven't talked about depreciation yet, so obviously nothing there. Okay? So then what's my next one going to be?
The desk set.
Yes. Desk set. Now, what I want you guys to do here is typically on your trial balance, you can do shortcuts as long as you know what it is. So if you want to just write desk, you can write desk, okay? Because in this case, we're not identifying each account by their account number. So when we look at the sales, you could shorten it up. That's completely fine on here. Okay, as long as you're able to recognize what it is, because this is for your records to keep, so then you're making sure that your accounts do balance at the end of the week. So whatever way that you want to do it, you can do it, but make sure that you have at least enough information for you to recognize it. So we have a desk set for 65837 on the debit side. Okay. What else do we have?
Display shelves.
We have display shelves. For the total amount of
577.08.
577.08. Good. All right. So now we're done with our furniture. So next is going to be office equipment, right? Office equipment is our main account. So it's broken down into 3 things: computer, printer, and register. And guess what? We have all 3. Okay. So once again, I'm not going to type in my main account. I'm just going to focus on just every account that I see on here that has an existing account balance. So how much was my computer?
34.
Yes. Good. 13, 18, 34, 84. Okay. And then let's see. What about my printer?
Yes.
What account balance is in there?
378.87.
378.87. So this is where you have to be very careful on typing in your information because they need to match. Now, if you do cell reference, be very careful which cells you reference because you don't want to grab a wrong one, and every time you enter in a new transaction, it may change the number there. So you want to be careful which cell that you do reference. So I would, if I were to reference it, I would choose that very line for that June 7th date versus the one on the gray, because the gray will definitely change over time. Okay. All right, and then what about our cash register?
Yes.
Okay, for the total amount of $649.49. Okay. All right, now we're moving on to just regular equipment. Okay, so if you guys remember from way back when we acquired the business, we did actually got our very first coffee brewer. Okay, we had one of them, right? And how much was it for? 1900. Okay. Once again, if you want to choose to do this, you can format your cells to reflect whatever type of cell that you want it, whether it's counting, dollar sign, or currency, or comma style. Okay. So there you go. I have it for 1900. Right. No accumulated depreciation. Right? And did we actually acquire a coffee grinder? No, we haven't received it yet. We still have the purchase order for it, but we haven't received it yet. Okay? All right. Now next is vehicles. So let's take a look at vehicles. Did we get a truck already?
Yet.
Not yet, but that's the next transaction when we start off week 2. So that will be filled eventually. So no depreciation there. So the next section we have is going to be prepaid accounts. Now, do we have an account balance under prepaid accounts?
Yes.
Yes, we do. And just like it's mentioned here, I'm going to also reflect that this is a main account. Okay, prepaid accounts. For how much?
782604.
782604. Okay. All right. Do we have deposits?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay. For what account balance?
1700.
Good. All right. Do we have goodwill? Yes, because that was when we acquired the company. So therefore, we should have goodwill for 2100. Okay. All right. Again, we will be amortizing goodwill sooner or later. Okay. And then last but not least, do we have miscellaneous expense? Okay. But do we have an account balance?
Oh, a balance, no.
Zero.
No. Okay. So therefore, I don't need to put it in there because it's 0. It would do no effect whether it's a debit or credit. So in this case, I don't need to place it in there. So that was our total assets right there. Okay. So once again, we're not looking at total assets equal liability and equity. All we care about is just what account balances each one has. And our goal here is just to check if they balance out. So in this case, we're done with our first section, which is assets. So now we're going to move back on to liabilities. I'll give you a hint here. We only involved ourselves with 2 accounts, right? Accounts payable and notes payable. That's the only thing that we got to take a look at so far. So here, okay, we have an accounts payable. Okay, and we have a notes payable. Okay. So, but this time, it's on the credit side, so make sure you pay attention here. So what is my current accounts payable account right now?
3,428.67.
Yes. Good. All right. All right. We haven't been approved for a business credit card yet, so but as you can hint, we will be getting one. Okay, so we haven't used it yet. However, we do have a notes payable. All right? And how much is my notes payable right now?
49.49 in credits.
Good. 649.49. 649.49. Okay. And like I said, I've hinted to you guys already, that's all you'll have for now. because we haven't dealt with payroll yet, nor have we dealt with sales. So and we haven't gotten a loan yet. So all of that is not going to be there. Okay. So next that we have is going to be my equity. Okay. So this is where I'm going to take a look at my accounts. I should have my very initial one, which is my original investment. So in this case, I should have owner's equity. Okay. And right now, what is it worth right now?
30,000.
30,000, and because it's always going to be on the credit side, so therefore my company is right now existing at 30,000. That's what it's worth. Okay. No capital contributions, no owner's draw, and no income summary. Okay. So nothing else here, right? We haven't opened our store yet, so we haven't done any revenues yet, so we earned nothing yet. We didn't purchase inventory yet, so there's no purpose for us to have a cost of goods sold. However, we could go ahead and fast forward to my expenses because, yes, I actually do have some expenses, okay? Let's start from the very top of the line, okay? Do we have advertising expense?
Nope.
Not yet, okay? How about bank fees?
No.
No. What about business expenses?
Yes.
Yes. We do have one, okay? And it was for $1,000 for Miss Kim Robinson to come and consult with us on interior designing, giving us some advice. Okay. Next one is freight expense. We haven't purchased inventory yet, so that's definitely something that we didn't incur. All right, but we have incurred insurance expense. Okay, insurance expense is definitely one of them. Okay, and it is for 19583. Okay, 19583. Okay. Any labor expense, okay, which includes subcontractor expense, okay, temporary labor expense, so we haven't incurred any yet. However, we have incurred license and permit expense, right? That was the very first thing that we entered in here, right? License and permit expense for a total of $375. Okay. We also had a loss on disposal of asset, right? This is when we created this account, and right, we are now recognizing our loss when we sold our furniture. Okay. Did we incur any office supplies expense? We don't have any office supplies, so you wouldn't have any office supplies expense. Okay. We don't have employees yet, so our payroll liabilities, which includes our salary, wages payable, our payroll taxes are not there. Okay. What about our purchase expense? We haven't purchased inventory yet. So nothing there. So no purchase returns and no purchase discounts. However, do we have rent expense?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Okay. And how much was that for? $1,500. Okay. All right. Any travel expenses, utility expenses, bad debt, depreciation and amortization, none of those expenses are there. So we finally reached the end of all of our accounts, and now we got to do what we have to do is make our totals. Okay, so in this case, what is my total here? It's going to be equal sum. Okay, because I just want to know what the total column, what the total amount is in this column. Okay, you can highlight them and figure it out, right? You highlight it, and down below you should be able to see what your total is. But in this case, if I go ahead and enter it in, I have $34,078.16. All right. And since I put the formula there, formulas work across the way too. So I have the same exact number here. And what I like to do too, so I can get a clear picture, is I like to, on the side, go ahead and do my debits minus my credits, just to verify that there is no discrepancy, that it comes out to be zero. And in this case, here you go. I have my debits and my total credits match on both sides. Okay, and there we have it. Our success for our very first trial balance is here. We have a total of $34,078.16 worth of debits and equal credits on the other side. So there we have it. Okay.
Wait a second, I have one of my numbers are wrong.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Can you scoot up a little bit?
Okay. Okay. Now, as you can assume, as we progress through the project, right, and we're creating more accounts and utilizing them, you can imagine that the next trial balance will be long. And then once we introduce the sales process, then that's going to make your trial balance longer and longer and longer. And that's where, when we reach our unadjusted trial balance, I'm going to have you shrink these accounts and base it off of their main accounts. Okay? Because then once we get to that fifth trial balance, you have way too much clutter in your trial balance. Your list can go on for almost 200 accounts. So in this case, I'm going to have you guys practice at the very end to tally them up in their main accounts, so then you can make it shorter and a little more feasible. Okay? Nicole, did you find?
I did.
Okay, so did you match me to 34,78.16?
Yes, on the accounts payable,
Uh-huh.
I fat fingered 64.28 instead of 34.28.
Got it. Perfect. So once again, that's one of the things that you have to make sure that you do check from comparing your ledger to your trial balance, okay? Making sure that those numbers do that. Now, for any reason that you don't match, therefore, one of these accounts, you either forgot to transfer over the transaction from the journal to the ledger, or you forgot to even journalize that transaction in the journal in the first place. So that's where you're able to locate any mistakes and any discrepancies while you're going through here. Now, normally, right, you would actually do this at the end of the month, but I say no. Especially with the transaction that we're dealing with, of course you don't want to do it on a daily basis because it's unnecessary, right? On our first day, we didn't do any transactions, right? We didn't do the transactions until like the 4th of June, right? And then we had most of our transactions happen on the 7th. So in this case, it's not necessary for you to do it every day, but just to make sure, just to rule out and not have to edit any information beyond that, you definitely want to make a section so you can stop and check to your accounting, just to make sure that you are in the correct area. Okay. Now, what if you made a mistake in your in your journal, and you post it to your ledger, and it wasn't like you fat fingered a number, but you made it match on both the debits and credits. Unfortunately, that's where that part you will not be able to differentiate it because it's going to come out even on both sides. So that's where you have to actually go forth and go double check your work once again and go through the whole scenario just to find that one discrepancy. But most cases, right, if you fat finger one account, you'll be able to find it by running your trial balance. You should be able to find it. It'll be a lot easier to locate. Okay. So there we have it, completing our very first weeks of transactions. This is my trial balance for week 1. Okay, so for now, that's it. We're done. You can close this out, the financial forms or your trial balance, whichever one that you're using, because we matched on both sides. Now, what you can do in the journal is that you can say that, like you can indicate here that you matched on both sides by entering in 34, 78, 16, whatever you want to do here. This is your books. Whatever that you want to verify that your trial balance has matched on both sides, go ahead and do it. But usually I don't because, the trial balance,
What did we use?
the 7th. Okay, so you can indicate the date here is going to be the 7th. But I just do trial balance week 1. Okay.
Can I see the TB1 again? Because I'm off by $10, and my numbers seem to match, and I'm trying to figure out where.
Okay.
Yes. Does anybody else have that problem, or are they off by $10, or is it just me?
No, I was good.
That was good.
Okay, so Felipe, are you calculating everything with a calculator, or are you using
No,
Excel?
I'm using the Excel,
Okay.
and my numbers are exactly the same, except I'm off by $10.
Okay, so are you off by $10 on the debit or the credit side?
On I got $10 more on the debit.
Okay, so therefore it's got to be something on the debit. So you may have fat fingered something. Maybe you haven't extended your whole entire equal sum. But once again, $10 would be pretty. You'd be able to see it.
Can you do it again? Maybe I'm not saying. Can you do it like off the top of total, just to see if you get the same answer?
I got the same answer.
Yeah, I've got the same answer.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Okay, let's see. I have to extend my window open. So here, let's see what the bottom says. The bottom says that it is. Answer is.
It's right there, 34,078.16. To your right. Yep, right there. Your sum.
Oh, got it.
Oh.
That's what I was looking for. Okay, so if you have $10 more on the left side, that means your discrepancy is on your credits.
Let's see. 34,28.67, got that. 649.49, got that. 30,000, got that. Yeah. Huh.
Because
Credits are on the debit.
he said that he has $10 more on this side.
Yeah.
Debit.
Okay. Oh, right. So you still got 34.78 right on the left side. Right side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Okay, so then it's on the left side. So okay, let's go ahead and go over since you said the first section matched up. What about the bottom section?
1,195.83. 375, 2,000, and 1,500.
Okay, so those match. And
The top there.
I got $10,189.42. $1,193.22. $658.37. $570.08. 1834.84. 387.87. $649.49. 1,900. $7,826.04. 1,700 and 2,100.
So what you said this one was 570 or 577?
577.
Okay. Oh, try that again. So try clicking all the way down to the very bottom of this and tell me, do you get the same sum too?
Okay, equal.
Well, you don't have to do equal round or equal sum. Just try clicking the highlight because that's one of the things that you could do too. You just click on all of them, like click and drag all the way to the bottom, and you should be able to see your sum right here in the corner.
Um, I get 34 $34,087.16.
That's so weird.
There was one of the figures I thought he said up towards the top. Do you have 183484?
Yeah.
Okay, because they're right in that right around between display shelves and printer. I thought you said a different figure.
Yeah, no, I stutter when I speak, but no, I got the exact same numbers.
So you got 378, not 387.
Oh, damn. My dyslexia kick in. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yes.
I knew I heard one in there, and I didn't want to interrupt him while he was going down the list.
Oh, call me out on it.
Okay, no, okay, because
Thank you so much.
yeah, I did hear
Oh my
I
God.
did hear 378. So I was like, okay, then there's nothing wrong there. But then I asked you, wait, you're right. Alan said something, so it's 378.
Oh. Well, thank you guys.
Okay, of course. So once again, if you don't know how to do the equal sum, that's okay. Excel does a lot of the work for you, especially if you have the newer one. If you just click and highlight this all the way down, instead of doing equal sum formula in here, it should be able to calculate it for you right down here, and you'll be able to type it in. Okay. So again, if that's the case, if you're not very used to using equal sum, that's all you have to do is just equal sum and then just click and highlight and enter. So I mean, again, whichever way that you're able to compute the answer, as long as you get this and everyone matches, then we all did this correctly. Okay. So I'm gonna post this onto the Google Classroom once again. Okay. Everything's gonna be under the week 1 of